Family. So 2 videos in one day. Yeah, I did it. So I'm starting a new segment of recordings called Steal A Strategem, right? Strategem, stratagem, not strategy. A stratagem is defined as a plan or a scheme, especially one designed to outwit or outmaneuver an opponent, right? So, Steal A Strategem is my response to what I've heard from some of our people where we'll make fun of other ethnicities, right? We'll make fun of Asian people. You know, there's 10 of them, 13, 15 of them that live in the same house. Or we'll make fun of Latinos the same way, right? They live cheap, they live in the same places and all this and that, right? We make fun of them. But if you look at what's happening with them, Asians are basically like white pets, and Latinos are one of the fastest growing communities in this country, right? Meaning that pretty soon, regardless of what white people think about Latinos, their numbers will be able to support them. If we're going to be smart about how we defeat white supremacy, the idea of white supremacy, we need to start learning stratagems, tactics from other oppressed groups. And rather than carrying water and hewing wood for them, use the same strategies that they're using to get ahead and outwit our mutual oppressors. So with that in mind, the stratagem that I want to discuss today is called a rotating credit group. Latinos would call it a tonta, or if you're Creole or French, you'd say a tontina, right? But essentially it's the same damn thing. What a rotating credit group is you have a group of, say, you and 9 other people who get together and agree to put a set amount of money into a kitty every month, right? Or every couple of weeks, or every 6 months, or whatever. And you continue to put that money in the pot until each one of you have gotten access to the kitty. Pretty damn simple, right? Let me give you a practical example of how it works. I used to work with like these 5 Latino cats at a Denny's, right? I was a shift manager / server there, and they were back of the house. You know, they did cooking, they did dishwashing and shit like that. We all made crap wages. That's the way it is, right? So what they did was, first of all, they all knew each other. They were all friends, so they lived together, right? They got an apartment where they could, swap beds, during shifts if they had different shifts and stuff like that. So the first part of the stratagem is you got to get together, right? If you paying $600 a month in rent and your buddy's paying $600 a month in rent and his friend is paying $600 a month in rent, that's $1,800 a month you put in the hands of people who you don't even, who probably don't even give a damn about you. They're not your people. They don't care about you, and you making them rich. You putting their kids through college and funding their new cars or new shoes or golf clubs or whatever the case may be. Why don't you get together with your 3 dudes and rent a place for $600, and this way your rent goes from $600 a month to $200 a month. So now you've got an extra $400 a month that you can contribute to something else. So that's part of the stratagem. That's step number 1. So what they would do is all of them live together. And so they had a hell of a lot of money that they could contribute into this kitty, this pot, this tonta every month, right? Worked out to roughly around like $2,000 for all of them, right? Because they put in a fat chunk. So each one of them had their own side thing, right? Their own entrepreneurial side hustle, right? Like my man Juan would buy cars here, old cars. We're talking like old cars, Caprices, Monte Carlos, all that stuff, right? He would get them here, fix them up, and then once every few months, he would drive to Veracruz, right, in Mexico, the state he's from, and he would sell them there. And he could sell them for double if not triple what he paid for them here in the United States. And he would do this for about 6-7 months out of the year, so that when he went back to Veracruz to live for the next few months, he would live like a king down there. His family rent's paid, he's driving a nice car, whole 9 yards, right? Another guy started a landscaping business, right? He took his money from the tonta, right? And he bought a riding mower, edger, all that other stuff, okay? So he started a landscaping business and so on and so forth. But my point is that using this stratagem allowed 5 young men, because these guys, they were not old men. They were, late teens, early 20s. It allowed these 5 young men over the period of just a year to get access to resources they never would have gotten access to had they tried to go through a bank or payday loan places or whatever the case may be. They used each other as a bank. They used each other as credit. And so they were able to get access to capital that they would not have otherwise been able to do using a rotating credit group or a tonta, right? So my point is that with Steal A Strategem, when we see other ethnicities doing things like this, rather than making fun of them, rather than hating on them, why don't we learn from what they're doing and apply it to ourselves in a way that allows us to be effective in fighting white supremacy? So, keeping this video short, that's the stratagem for this segment. Again, Steal A Strategem is going to come pretty regularly because I'm always constantly watching other ethnic groups and how they operate, how they do things, rather than hate what they do, rather than saying, I hate them stinking Arabs, or I hate them damn Indians, or whatever the case may be. I don't have time for hate. What I can do is I can learn from them, and I can steal from them just like they steal from us. So rather than us carrying water for them and hewing wood for them, we can take and flip the script. We can use their stratagems to outwit them and to outmaneuver them. It's your boy Mark Black. I'll be back with another one soon enough. Until then, peace and power to my people.